It's about my future. It's about my dreams. It's about my success story. It's about my future. It's about my dreams. It's about my success story. It's about my future. It's about my dreams. It's about my success story. It's about my family. It's about my mother. It's about my father. It's about my sister. It's about my brother. It's about my community. It's about my idea of success. That's what it's about. It's about my idea of success. So I need you to be thinking about that every chance you get. I need you to think about that every chance you get. You can change your life from this point forward. You can't change the past, but you can change everything from this point forward. What do you want out of life? Do you want to live in a better neighborhood? Do you want to give your mother something that she doesn't have? Do you want to make sure your kids have what they need? What do you want out of life? Do you want to be able to go to another city, live somewhere else? Do you want to be able to travel the world? What do you want out of life? You know, what encourages you? What encourages you? And I'm going to give you some examples before I ask you all a question, before you all respond. When I was in Baltimore, and Baltimore is a very rough city. A very rough city. That's probably the hardest city that I ever seen. Very rough city. I was there last year around this time. And I went around the room to ask him that question. And one guy said, I asked him why he wanted to be successful. He said, I want to be successful because my father told me I never would amount to anything. He said, that's why I want to be successful. He said, I want to prove my father wrong. And that's the reason why I'm making all A's. That's the reason why I'm doing my best in school. That's the reason why I'm in college. Because I want to prove my father wrong. That was his response. Another guy said, man, I'm from Cherry Hill. It's almost like they expect me to be nothing. It's almost like they expect me to be a failure. It's almost like they expect me to join gangs and go to jail. And I want to show them something else. I want to show my family that there's something bigger in me. There's something better in me. There's something bigger in me and something better in me. And that's my motivation. That's what he said. You know, so I want each one of you to just think about whatever your motivation is. Is it your mother, your father, your younger brother, your younger sister, or is it just you having whatever you want to have in life, having freedom? Whatever you want to have in life. Can I use, I'm appointed 1, 2 people. What do you want out of life, brother? You want to be rich. You and the orange, what you want? You want to go to college. You want to be successful. Alright, I asked that question for a reason. Every time you don't want to do your homework, I need you to be thinking about being successful. Every time you don't want to do your homework, every time you want to go join somebody that you don't need to be around, I need you to be thinking about your mother. I need you to be thinking about your father. I need you to be thinking about your grandmother. I need you to be thinking about your future. I need you to be thinking about the fact that I never want to come back to this place or any place like this ever again. I need you to let that be your motivation. Let that be your internal motivation of why you want to be successful. I don't want you to ever lose sight of that. I joined the Omega Psi Phi fraternity at Alabama A&M. And there's some pros and some cons in every organization you join. When I moved to Knoxville, Tennessee, I was around the University of Tennessee. And there was some frat brothers over there at the University of Tennessee that I used to hang out with all the time. One day I'm sitting at one of the guys' apartments. I'm sitting on his couch. A guy knocks on the door. He hands the guy weed. That guy hands him money. And I'm sitting there thinking like, wait a second, did he just do that in front of me? That means he don't give a crap about me. That means he don't love me. Matter of fact, he probably don't even love himself. And I said from that point forward, I said never again will I hang around him or anybody that's associated with him. Oh, it's about my life. It's about my future. It's about my success story. It's about my family. And I want you to understand it's about your future. It's about your family. It's about your success story. So I've never chose to hang around him again. And I don't even have to explain why I don't hang around him anymore. Or any of his close friends. I don't have to explain it. How many of you already have a son or a daughter? Raise your hand. How many of you already have a son or a daughter? Okay. All right, there's already some in this room that already have a one day, I want every last one of you to have a son or a daughter. Just imagine you have a son that is your age. He's 15 years old, he's 16 years old, he's 17 years old. He comes up to you and he says, Dad, you said your dream was to be a mechanical engineer. Dad, you said your dream was to be a pilot. Dad, you said you always wanted to live in that community over there. Dad, you said you wanted to travel the world. Dad, why didn't you follow your dreams? Dad, why didn't you follow your dreams? Why didn't you follow your dreams? You're going to have to ask your son whether you want to or not. You're going to have to ask him whether you want to or not. And I don't want you to say it's because when I was your age, you know that homework that you don't like? I didn't like my homework either. You know that math homework that you think is hard, has no purpose in your life? I thought the same thing and I chose not to do it. It wasn't that I could not do it, I chose not to do it. You know that reading, whether it's Shakespeare, whether it's Black history, or whatever it is, I didn't want to read that either. It wasn't that I couldn't do it, I chose not to do it. I chose to be ignorant. I chose to get in trouble. I chose to join gangs. I chose to follow people that I know was no good for me. I chose that. And because I chose that, that's the reason why we're living in poverty. That's the reason why your mother does not have what she needs. That's the reason why we're struggling. That's the reason why we're struggling. For the family to rise, the men must rise. For the family to rise, the men must rise. If you do your part, your son gonna have what he needs. If you do your part, your wife is gonna have what she needs. If you do your part, you're gonna give a positive legacy over to your children. It's not about where you are today. It's about what you're gonna do from this point forward to change your life and put yourself on the right track. There's no reason why any of you would want to associate with the thugs. I don't care what neighborhood you grow in, there's no reason why you want to do that. Most thugs are either in jail or they're under the ground. There's no reason why you want to do that. I got a lot of friends up here and they enjoying life with their children, with their family, with whomever. They enjoying life. They might not be millionaires. They might just be making $60,000, $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 a year, whatever that amount is. But they're able to provide for their family. They're able to be there for their children. They're able to do their part for the community. They're able to do their part. So I need every last one of you to understand that for the family to rise, the men must rise. You are the men who must rise, not anybody else. And if you don't have your father in your life, a mother in your life, or whomever, that's why we read. That's why we read. We read about successful people to get their ideas. There's a lot of people who doesn't have a perfect situation, but they were able to figure out how to get out of their situation because they were able to attach themselves to an idea of success. Once again, I said, if a person can connect to his future, then he can understand the importance of his life today and his choices today when it comes to stereotypes. I know we're in a juvenile detention center, and I know you probably used to people thinking whatever they want to think about you. But when I see each of you, I see a future father. When I see each of you, I see a future successful man. When I see each of you, I see somebody who's gonna say, I'm gonna sacrifice for my family. I'm gonna sacrifice for my life. I'm gonna do what I need to do. When I see you, I see somebody who's gonna say, I'm gonna start studying. I'm gonna start doing my best. I'm gonna start separating myself from other people because I have a family that I need to provide for. I need to do my part in my community. I need to do my part in my family. It's about my last name. For the family to rise, the men must rise. You are the men who must rise. You're gonna be 20, you're gonna be 25, you're gonna be 35, you're gonna be 40. And I don't want you to go and apply for a job for 6 months, or for 2 years, or for 3 years, and you keep coming home to your significant other or whomever, and you say, I couldn't get the job. I don't want you to say that because I chose not to learn a skill, because I chose not to educate myself. Because every time a man comes back to his house and he knows that he can't provide for his family, what does he choose to do in too many cases? He chooses to separate himself from his family because he doesn't feel like a whole man. And I want each and every last one of you to be working on a skill. And I need you to be the best one at that skill. I need you to be putting some knowledge in your head. You're going to get paid off of two things in life: the knowledge you know or the skills you learn. The knowledge you know or the skills you learn. That's what you're going to get paid off of. That's what you're going to get paid off of. And if you've already learned this hustle mentality, you already have a lot of the skills that you need to be successful. You already have those skills. You're just choosing the wrong thing to use it at. You already have the skills. If a human is not able to achieve his or her purpose, that human will wreak havoc on his community. Let's think about it a little bit different. If you have brakes in a car and those brakes in the car go out, those brakes are going to potentially damage everybody in the car and the car itself. Let's go a little bit deeper. What does that mean to you? If a teenage boy or a teenage girl or a man or whomever does not have a purpose for his life, does not have visions, does not have goals in life, does not understand where you want to go in life, does not understand the importance of education, does not understand the importance of role models, does not understand the importance of getting ahead while he's 16 years old or 17 years old, what is he doing in the streets? He's getting in trouble because he's not connected to his own purpose. The purpose of a man is to protect and to provide for the family. The purpose of a man is to protect and to provide for a family. You don't do that. You don't do that by joining gangs. You don't do that by choosing not to learn. You don't do that by choosing not to read. You protect your family by putting as much knowledge in your head as possible. You protect your family by going to class and listening to that teacher, no matter if you like that teacher or not. You protect your family by doing your absolute best. Your purpose in life is to protect and to provide for your family. If you're in here, you're not providing for your family. If you're in here, you're not providing for your son. You're not providing for your daughter. You're not protecting your own legacy. You're not protecting your own name. You're not making your mother proud. You're not making your father proud if you're in here. You're not doing your part if you're in here. So I want you figure out how to navigate this. And I need you to be working on a step-by-step plan on how I'm going to be successful. I need each of you to be reading books about successful men. I need you to be watching documentaries about successful men. I need you to be reading whatever you can, as much as you can, and whenever you get a chance to talk to a successful man, I need you to ask him as many questions you can about life. Because I need each and every last one of you to understand what it takes to be successful. And there's a bunch of different ways to get there. But the negative choices are not going to get you there. They're going to get you back in here, or they're going to get you somewhere else. And I don't want any of y'all to be there. Don't want any of you to be there. I was watching a documentary not too long ago, and there's a lot of men who choose to put tattoos on their face. And in this documentary, every morning, this guy would put makeup on his face just so he can have a good job. He would put makeup on his face just so he can have a good job. So I say that right now, if you got tattoos up here, it's okay. It's okay to go to the mat counter in the mall and learn how to put makeup to cover it up. Because once you walk in, they're gonna stereotype you. You gotta do what you need to do. You made that mistake if you can't get it off. It don't take but 10 minutes to cover that up so you can have a $50,000 job or a $100,000 job. You gotta do what you got to do. It ain't about nobody else. And if somebody talks about you, I say I will not apologize for ignoring you and staying focused on where I have to go. I will not apologize for choosing to be educated, for choosing to learn, for choosing to read, for choosing to do better than you. I will not apologize for having goals that make me better and my future better. I will not apologize. I will not appear to be dumb just to be accepted by you any longer. If there's somebody you feel like you acted up in class just to show your homeboy that you tough or whatever, you gotta say, I will not do that anymore. I will not lower my standards to be accepted by you any longer. It's about my future, it's about my dreams, it's about my success story. It's about my future, it's about my dreams, it's about my success story. It's about my future, it's about my dreams, it's about my success story. It's about my family, it's about my mother, it's about my father, it's about my sister, it's about my brother, it's about my community, it's about my idea of success. That's what it's about. It's about my idea of success. So I need you to be thinking about that every chance you get. I need you to think about that every chance you get. You can change your life from this point forward. You can't change the past, but you can change everything from this point forward. to change everything from this point forward.